So I think there's a sustainability question there. Once again, we want to create a win for people who take their hard-earned savings, their investment dollars, and they put it into a social value enterprise like our own. I think the big question is that an unlimited amount of growth available to the investor? So the way we've reined that in is we've put warrants that the company has to purchase our investors' shares for 10 times the value. So 10 times return is a phenomenal turn. It actually corresponds well with the amount of risk startups have. Now, a lot of investments out there, like if FruitCraft went to $1 billion company, an investor might very well take that investment and turn it into 300 times return on investment. That is what I would call usurious. You're the lawyer, is that the right word? Usury?
I don't know what that means.
If usury laws in California, from my understanding, you're not allowed to charge someone more than 10% interest because it becomes exploitative. And so it becomes unfair, it becomes exploitative is the word I'm really trying to find, I guess. So there's a balance there on that. There's also a balance on every other relationship you have, even on an employment standpoint. As I mentioned, there's a meritocracy to employment. Someone becomes an employee at FruitCraft, that doesn't mean they become an owner right away. They have to earn that ownership. That's going to be the same type of process as if you're going to become a partner at a law firm. This isn't something that happens overnight. But the corporate realities are true. We need to produce profits. So what do? We put the same type of downward pressure on labor that any other corporate entity would, because labor is a huge cost and we need to extract as much as we can out of every person. The hope is that person's not being extracted or exploited without their full knowledge. They're doing it knowing that when it's taken, it's being shared, and that creates a level of fulfillment for that employee. Once again, I'm the best example of that. My salary is supposed to be $45,000 a year. I take half of those paychecks, so what's...
Still isn't a lot in Founder World.
$22,500. I just barely pay all my bills, and I don't spend money on vacations or lavishness or anything. Haven't for 10 years, mind you. But it's because I'm motivated to give more than I'm taking, and I believe it wholeheartedly. So that same paradigm is important with investors. I mean, even with investors, we're rolling out a new crowdfunding campaign, which is another way of getting around a little bit of the institutional capitalistic capital out there. We're back.
This is not a donation-based crowdfunding, it's investment crowdfunding?
Yes, we're going on WeFunder, as a matter of fact, in just the next couple of weeks. And that's going to be different. We're going to be getting like $500 to $2,000 investments from like more regular people. And it's a fair return on investment. This is actually going to be like a royalty arrangement where it's tied to our revenues. So when we're generating $100,000 in revenue, 5% of that ends up going to the investors who invest under this instrument. The long and the short of it is there's still a limit to that, and a big part of my strategy on winning these investors is thinking about regular people who are motivated by the same things I'm motivated by.